Good morning and welcome into Thursday, the 3rd of November 2022. I am Spirit of Life Alchemy and this is your morning message tarot reading. So it's also day 4 of our week of endings and beginnings, pauses and portals as we're between the realms, between the old year and the new year. The popular time to celebrate Samhain is on the 31st of October. Astrologically, Samhain is on the 7th of November when the sun reaches 15 degrees of Scorpio. So for me this week is it's always a bit about being in between realms. We're releasing the old year, we're working with the ancestors, and then we're thinking about passing through the portal into the new year, having considered our intentions and emotional wishes and things that we want to take into the new year. So we have some astrology for today. The moon is in Pisces all day. It's going to form a trine with first Mercury, then the sun, and then Venus, who are all in sort of, conjunction or close to each other in Scorpio. So I'm seeing this as communication and your inner light and core identity and love and values and money is all being inspired by spirituality. So a nice contemplative day of maybe meditating or journaling around these issues in your life, in your own life. What are your values? How are you around sort of your Mercury parts of your persona, or your personality, or your being, your solar parts and your Venus parts? This could be forming part of what you want to take forward into the new year. Old ways of being released, so that new ways can sort of take over. And look at sort of maybe where sort of your communication or your values or your core identity actually hold you back. Remember, Scorpio, we're traipsing through the emotional quagmire to find the gold and find the treasure within. So let's do some cards and see what they have to say about the issues. We've got the Work Your Light cards today. So what do we need to know for today? Thursday the 3rd of November 2022. During this week of endings and new beginnings, when the veil is thin, what messages does Spirit have for the collective? What help, advice, support, guidance does Spirit give the collective to help us navigate today's energies for our highest and greatest good? I've just realised that on Monday it was my first anniversary of doing this channel. A year ago I started on Samhain, the 31st of October 2021, and here we are. I'm still here a whole year later. What do we need to know? So thank you for your ongoing support, and I really appreciate all the likes, the shares, the subscribing, the comments, and yes, to grow in this channel for this coming year. So let's see, where are we? Protection. Call back your power, cut the cords, and soul retrieval. That sounds very Scorpionic energy to me. So, and we've got an eclipse at the top. So as part of this week, you might be wanting to call back your power, cutting any cords that, don't work for you anymore, and retrieving any parts of your soul that have been splintered off over lifetimes and things. Especially true because the South Node is in Scorpio as well. So when we had the new moon solar eclipse yesterday, it was about karmic release and things like that. The South Node was involved in that. So we're continuing this journey. Okay, so let's see what else we've got. Dance with life. Do something to change your energy. Dancing is always great. And we've got a full moon there as well. So going from the solar eclipse, going from the darkness, the black centered sun, and we're going to the full moon. And then trust your path. If you knew you would be supported, what would you do? Okay, so when you've called back the parts of yourself, when you've cut the cords of the stuff you've outgrown and the people you've outgrown, and you've brought your power back and you've changed your energy and you've got into alignment, what do you want to do? That could be the question of going forward into the new year. All these things are worth pondering. Okay, so let's do some tarot and see what the tarot has to say to add to that. So what do we need to know for Thursday the 3rd of November, in this time when the veil is thin and we're between worlds, and in between the endings and the new beginnings, the pausing and portaling? What messages does Spirit have for the collective? Messages: what help, advice, support and guidance can Spirit give the collective to help us navigate today's energies for our highest and greatest good? What do we need to know? Let's see, what do we got? Oh, lust. Strength in other decks. It's called lust in this deck. That came out yesterday, didn't it? Connecting to your inner strength. With the 6 of Swords, science, Mercury in Aquarius, excuse me. 2 of Swords, the Moon in Libra. 2 of Wands, Mars in Aries. And number 14, art or temperance. With the 9 of Wands, strength, that came up yesterday. Sun in Sagittarius with the Queen of Wands, she came up yesterday. And the Emperor. And then at the bottom we've got the 8 of Swords, which will be Jupiter in Gemini. I'll put my glasses on in a moment and have a look at that. With the Queen of Swords and the 8 of Pentacles, the Sun in Virgo, prudence. 8 of Swords is interference. Then we've got adjustment, justice in other decks. What was it talking about? Karmic readjustments, karmic rebalancing. With the 8 of Wands, Mercury in Sagittarius. Okay, so this is, we're pulling back our power. We are pulling back our power. Our inner strength, drawing our power back into ourselves and anchoring it into our sacral, our hara, the lower belly, the tanden. You know, across cultures there's lots of different names and lots of ideas for holding this energy in our lower belly, and that ties in with the calling back your power. The sacral is about boundaries, okay, and feeling safe. It's also where others can call to us, especially parents and things. You know, they were the first major influences in our lives, and if we didn't feel safe and nurtured and cared for, and our root chakra didn't develop fully and is deficient, then what happens then is the sacral chakra overcompensates and becomes excessive, and we sense out to make sure that everybody else is safe, because if everybody else is safe, then we can be safe. And this is especially potent for you if you're an empath, because this often happens sort of with empaths in their early childhood. So yeah, calling back your power, cutting the cords, soul retrieval as well. So that can be, you know, across lifetimes. So you could do meditations and just call back all your energy, cut the calls from other people and send their energy back, and call your energy back, and the parts of your soul that might have been splintered off over different lifetimes and all sorts. So yeah, calling back your power. We've got the Six of Swords here. In this deck it's called Science, and it's about using the logical side of your mind and reasoning and what's the word I'm looking for? Linear thinking and things like that. In other decks it's often about, you know, being helped to get to a safe place. Getting to a safe place can be calling back your energy and cutting your cords. Okay, might want to use swords to cut your cords. Okay, not sure what to do, have a look on YouTube, because there's thousands and thousands of videos of meditations, of visualizations, of ways to do this, to work with cord cutting and soul retrieval. Okay, the other thing I'm getting with this card is coming back to center, coming back to God's self. With the cross in the middle and the circle and the square. Connecting to the divine masculine. Okay, the linear, the reasoning, the left hemisphere of the brain, the, I'd say not cognitive side, but your masculine thinking processes. Okay. Below, it's interesting, below and above we've got the twos, Two of Swords and the Two of Wands. And in both cards, they're crossed. The wands are crossed and the swords are crossed. So we may not know which way to go. We may be out of balance. I'm just seeing that we've got art coming in next, which is about balancing those opposite energies and alchemy. Okay, so these are saying to me that we can't move forward until we balance our mind and our spirit. And then once we do that, tune into our senses and everything, and then the swords and the wands open and we can pass through. It's about coming into balance, the process of alchemy within, which in this, it's mixing the divine masculine and divine feminine energies within us and finding balance. Okay. The clarifiers up here, we've got the Nine of Wands, which I said yesterday when it came up. It's about sort of inner balance, being in harmony with outer balance. So we flow with the universe. So we dance with life. So we're not forcing our way through, or we're not being overwhelmed by life, but we're in this cosmic dance with the world around us. Okay. So yeah, the Nine of Wands, strength, inner and outer strength. And also with the moon and the sun, I'm seeing it between conscious and subconscious mind. Again, masculine and feminine within us, being in balance. And then we've got the Queen of Wands and we've got the Emperor, both very similar colours. Now the Queen of Wands for me is Leo energy. It's fixed fire. It's sitting back, being centre stage, being creative. The crowds come to see you. The receptive elements of fire, rather than with the king. The king is going out there and he's doing it. Okay. The queen sits back, all the queens sit back, and are very stable in their energies. Okay, water of fire, whereas the kings are the fire of their element. The queens are the water of their element. Okay, and then we've got the emperor, which is about self-mastery, know yourself, being in control of yourself, but being stable and balanced. And figure 4, it's being grounded, being the master of your own domain. When you're in balance, when you're in your power, when you've retrieved the parts of yourself, you can take on that emperor energy then. It's not always easy because we get mental interference, old mindsets coming up telling us we're wrong, you know, feeling we don't know the way forward, we feel trapped. But with that, we get the Queen of Wands, who cuts away all that crap, gives us clarity, gives us focus. She's water of air. She's Aquarius, fixed air. Finds innovative ways to deal with old mindsets and things like that. And frees herself, liberates herself, futuristic and new. Okay. And so as we break through, then it's about doing the work. This is the 8 of Pentacles, the 8 of Discs, prudence. Just quietly getting on and doing the work on ourselves. Showing up every day and doing it to bring about a karmic rebalancing, a karmic realignment. The Justice card, in this deck it's called Adjustment, and it's about karmic readjustment. And with the new moon solar eclipse that happened last week in Scorpio, the South Node is in Scorpio. So it's a bigger cycle. We're releasing this stuff, and we're in this portal week between the old year and the new year. So, you know, sort of tallies are being added up and everything. That was a success. That was a success. That's an area for development. I don't like to use the word failure. I don't believe in failure. It's like, okay, it didn't go quite right this time, but we'll try again. It's an area for development. We'll come back and work at on that again in the future. So yeah, we're balancing the scales between the old year and the new year, releasing the old and seeing what we want to take forward into the new year. And as we do this work, as we balance, then communication comes in quickly. The 8 of Wands, swiftness, things change quickly. You know, sort of as we do the work, we come into alignment, we release the stuff, and we balance, we retrieve ourselves. Then as all that comes together, suddenly it's like somebody unlocks a door for us, and you know, we pass this. It's like, oh, I'm here now. So yeah, that's the message for today. It is about doing the work. It's always about doing the work, but sometimes, you know, sort of we get told more potently, or more sort of, hello, are you taking notice? This is what you need to do. There's bigger, it's more spiritual big jobs coming through. This, you know, not too bad. There's no towers, there's no devils, there's no death cards or anything like that. You know, doing the work, show up, do the work. It's all quite positive. Get balanced. Okay, that will open the gateways for you. You can pass through. So that's today's message. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it resonated for you. If it did, then please do like, share and subscribe to the channel. Click on the wiggly bell wherever it is for notifications of when I'm doing readings. If you'd like a personal reading from me, then please email me at the email address below this video in the descriptions box. Have a wonderful day, and until tomorrow, thank you for watching. And let's see how many times it takes me to do this today. 2.